morning. So I just wanted to um, come and encourage you this morning to stop overcomplicating. um, every year, about this time, I start planning an annual fitness challenge, but my son told me to stop saying, "Can I challenge you?" And he said instead, ask people, "Can I encourage you?" So I am not here to challenge you. I am here to encourage you to adjust your focus. Um, Next month, I am going to be leading an accountability group called Back to Basics. And it will be about your faith, your food, your fitness, and your focus. And it is as simple as it could possibly be of getting back to the basics. What are you eating? What are you thinking? What are you speaking? How are you moving your body? Um, and literally, when it comes to moving the body, it will be the basics: cardio, strength training, core work, and flexibility restorative care. And within the core work, it is about breathing and making sure you know where that's coming from. This weekend, I had an opportunity to sit on a 3 day or attend a 3 day training to renew my certifications. And y'all, I am proud to say that the training that I did this weekend officially marks 17 years in the fitness industry as a certified, studied, and showed myself approved fitness trainer. um, and while I was in the training, I kept hearing God say, like, don't forget what you know. Go back to the basics. This is none of this is new. And even in one of the trainings, one of the bar trainers, she said, "Listen, like you're here to learn how to do this more effectively, not because we're coming up with new things. There's no new way to squat. There's no new way to do a bicep curl. There's no new way to do a push-up. There's no new way to train your core. It's unlearning these like habits and movement patterns that have wreaked havoc on our body because we were throwing weights and doing all these crazy like acrobatic movements that we were never intended to move that way." Even as much as the senior training, well, let me scratch that. They suggested that we stop calling it senior, call it active aging, because guess what, y'all? We started the aging process from the day we took a breath. And for some reason, the word aging has been attached to loss and frailty. But we have the opportunity to shift that, right? Because um, whatever you're doing to help yourself move better, you improve the aging process. And aging, by design, happens. And there are certain things that we can't stop or prevent, but there are other things that we get to take into our own hands with God's help. That like age is just relative, it's just a number. And like, so like without even going in that direction, like the goal of this focus is to help each of us, and I'm in it with you. Like I'm just here to facilitate the work, but I'm in it with you because I'll admit, like in my younger years of being a fitness trainer, like I wrecked my body. I wrecked my body. I had something in my hand that was some kind of liquid form of, might as well call it crack, because it had me jacked up on adrenaline and high energy that would make it through 3 hours of teaching crazy classes. But then I would crash in the middle of the day and have to add more caffeine to jolt myself back in. And I was teaching like 8 hours of classes and would only eat like twice a day. I mean, it was this obsessive compulsive lifestyle that nobody told me it was unhealthy. And my guess is that because I was surrounded by like minded people. And it wasn't until I I had an injury that sat me down, and in the season of being sat down, God had a long talk with me, and He said, "You clearly knew that I was doing something with you in this area of fitness, and you thought you'd be clever and take it in your own hands and run ahead of me." And that's not to say that the injury was because, well, maybe it is. I caused the injury for not listening to my body and honoring my body. So this back to basics focus is getting back to the foundational things of what does it mean to strength train? What does it mean to have cardio? It doesn't mean you have to run a marathon. It doesn't mean you have to do hill sprints. It just means you pick up your feet and allow your heart rate to increase. What is endurance training? What does it mean to be strong in your core? What does it mean to actually breathe? What does it mean to get on a mat and move slower? Slower does not necessarily mean less work. Some of us are so overtrained that we need to move slower just to let our muscles do what they were intended to do, because they're so overexerted that they don't even know what their function is anymore. I'm speaking from example. Some of the movements I did this weekend unlocked my hips and my quads that, truth be told, because of COVID, I mean, even now I'm sitting on a couch and I'm leaning forward, like my hips are like this. And because of COVID, a lot of us have been doing more sitting than we typically do. So I have to get up and like move around just to like unlock my body. And most of us don't move the way we're supposed to move. So anyway, I came here just to encourage you to come and join me for the August Back to Basics. I put the website address, my website, where when you go to the website, it's just a landing page of a picture of a girl rolling up a mat. All I need you to do is put your email address in that link, and then I'll be sending out the email this week where you will register for the focus. It will not be hosted here on Facebook. It's going to be hosted in a members only community that God started building back in 2007. Wildest space of redemption I have ever seen in my life. Wild. I mean, like any of the things that you've seen me post here on Facebook that were either fitness focused, or nutrition. God had me like putting this stuff. I was listening to a podcast the other day that said, fill the vault. Fill the vault so that in the time that God needs you to go and pull out all the things, it's already there. And I look back now and I see that He was prepping me for this season. So I had filled the storehouse with all this goodness, like harvesting, sowing seeds, that I literally, there were times where I cried and was like, what was all that for? This was a waste of time. And there were moments where He said, pour into it, other moments where He said, shut it down. Like I blogged for 10 years and He told me, pull the blog down, delete it, get rid of it. He told me, shut down my website. And I'm like, why, God? People need to know who I am. All that self-preservation. We're going to talk about that too. Talk about what it means to like take care of yourself, and the opposite of that, which is self-preservation. And I want y'all to come and join me on that, because it's for clarity's sake. It's to stop wasting time. Stop grabbing a hold of programs that promise you if you drink this and eat that and ingest such and such and thus and so. Like, there's work to be done for sure. But a lot of the work is surrender. And I can't remember if I read it or I heard it from God or heard it on a podcast or something, but the basic message was that true strength comes from surrender. And whatever it is that we have to surrender, that's between us and God. I don't know, but I just wanted to come and encourage you today. Like, reset your mind. reset your mind, because that's where change actually happens. We can have lists of affirmations on our walls. We can wear the t-shirts that say it. We can have all the coffee mugs that commit to it. But unless we believe it, I was reading this morning in the Gospels where Jesus said, "What do you mean, if I can?" What seems impossible to man is possible with God. And I think sometimes we disregard what's possible in our lives because someone let us down. And so we have decided that we won't set any expectations, we won't set any goals. Hello, 2020. Most of us have thrown our goals out the window. I'm not saying that you need goals, but I'm saying that if you don't know where you're going, how will you know if you got there? So, anyway, the link is in the description or the caption. Go sign up. If you've already signed up, just hold yourself steady, because an email is coming this week to get you all signed up. So I hope that I will see y'all in that focus community. It's a beautiful space that God did. It's a beautiful space, like a picture of redemption. So anyway, oh, and if you didn't read my post today over either on Instagram or on the Interactive Fit Club page, go read it. It's the one about mind your business. It's a gut check for me. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will check in with y'all later today. Have a good day.